Okay, so I see that my stalker has been arrested and all of these girls like the post. So I started to do something a few months ago and I reached out one by one. Now, I was never going to bring this story online until we decided as a group what we wanted to do, but the group fell apart because the damage left behind this one individual is so incredible. I'm not sure how they have gotten away with this for so long, but I'm sure one day he will be connected to a string of either ass or something worse. So I'm gonna tell my story so that when it happens, I can go, that was the guy, and I can show you guys. Of course, I never want anything bad to happen to anyone else, and that's kind of why I'm coming forward with this story. But at the same time, it is such an incredible and true story, and it just sits with me because had I been brave and gone to the police, some of these people would have never been affected. So, first girl I get in contact with is like, yay, finally, he's locked up. I introduce myself and say the same thing to all the girls every time. In fact, I have a lot of these conversations recorded on my camera, but due to the respect for their privacy and the sensitive nature of these stories, which very mature topics will be covered here, be warned. Be warned that there will be a lot of discussion of assault, SA, amongst other very mature topics. This girl reaches back out to me almost immediately and says, can I call you? We get on the phone and have a 3-hour phone call conversation. She starts sending me court records and everything. She is the last person to have been with this person that we know to date. She's sending me video after video going, is this him? And I'm like, yep, that's him. Karma done got his ass because he used to be really attractive and now he's not at all. No offense to the last girl. All that to be said, she's sending me videos and videos and videos after of her being abused, of her being hit, of being threatened, telling me of all the altercations they've had and all the court dates and all the problems. And I'm just shocked. And I'm like, are we the only ones? And I knew for a fact I wasn't the only other girl because he got with one of my friends right after and they had a horrific experience with him and she says I saved her life. So let's take it back to what happened to me so that I can put into context what happened to these other girls and in what order. I know this sounds incredibly made up, but I shit you not, I hunted down each one of these people and I have Facebook Messenger receipts as well as recorded phone calls. But I will never release them because unless they give me permission, because these girls deserve protection and every single one of us has the same mentality. Everybody ran because of the fear that has to do with the power this family holds, the position they hold, the lawyers involved, and how they've won incredulous court cases, and how every single girl that's taken him to court or filed against him has not only not walked away winning, but has had a gag order put on them. To me, it's insane, and it shows how broken our court system is that all of these girls are now victims, and he has a paper trail of victims, and the things he has done, I'm telling you, there's going to be a documentary made about this dude one day. So just to speed through what happened to me, I started partying with the group of people I met in the psych ward. He seemed normal. He pushed boundaries a little bit. He kissed me during a party when we were drinking. I asked him not to. I didn't want to be kissed. After my assault, I was very much anti-man. The man that assaulted me at my job was a 50-year-old, 6'4", big-ass dude. He was a custodian at my job, and he trapped me in an elevator with an elevator key. That's all I'll say about my assault. All that to be said, I was on the track to be a nurse and had all my prerequisites done to go to nursing school. And that's what I was doing, working in a hospital. Was whatever. That's what stalled my career. But that's neither here nor there. Started partying with these people and he tried to kiss me and he wasn't ugly. I actually thought he was rather attractive, but I just was not into trying to form a relationship after what had happened to me. Very anti-man, very fuck off. And he acted like he understood that he had crossed my boundary and that he was going to be respectful. And when I had told the 2 other girls I was partying with that he had done this, they were like, why? Just let him. You're hot. He's hot. And that was the whole vibe. Throughout the process of being in the hospital, coming out, doing part-time work, and going to the step-down therapies for this program. So you start with a hospitalization, you go to partial hospitalization, which is 5 days of 8 hours of therapy where you get to go home at night. Then stepping down to IOP, which is 3 hours of therapy 3 times a week in like group therapy. I had made it all the way down to IOP by the time this stuff started happening to me. But there used to be an IOP center off Westport Parkway over in Hazlet, Texas that I attended. While I was a patient for that clinic in the step-down program for that situation, things escalated and there was actually documented proof of my secondary assault. My roommate that I had been living with dipped because they were a fresh adult as well and realized that they couldn't keep up with the bills and pay half of everything in the apartment. And I had just missed a bunch of work to get mental health care, mental health help, and so I really needed a roommate, and I now had a vacant room. The way that my apartment was set up, you can look it up yourself. It was called the Harmon Villas. You walk straight in and there's a straight as you walk in, there's a flight of stairs. You walk to a main floor. There's laundry room, living room, kitchen, dining area, bathroom, and then you walk up another flight of stairs and there's 2 bedrooms and a Jack and Jill bathroom. Harmon Villas apartment off Harmon Parkway in Fort Worth, or Harmon Road. You're welcome to look up the floor plans. I moved out when I was freshly 18 because I was not having a good home life. Like, I think I moved out literally on my 18th birthday. It was February. All that to be said, Crazy Stalker Pants was like, hey, I need a place to live. And I was like, well, we've been hanging out and he's been chill. And like, sometimes he drives me around. We go get ice cream or coffee. So I guess I could trust him. So anyways, he's like, I want to stay with you. And I'm like, well, let's hang out with my family. I'll take you to family dinner. We always had these family dinner Sundays. If you know my family, they had these family dinner Sundays. So I'm like, let me bring you to family dinner. I wanted my family to have a face to a name because, like I said, I was still very hesitant about men after my assault. We go to family dinner. It goes well. My family likes him. He acts normal. I think we like end up talking about music and like vibing. He's like, after the dinner, he's like, if I'm going to live with you, I need to like see the room. And I'm like, I guess that's fair. So we go to my home and I had just gotten a new puppy. The new puppy had been in the bathroom and I had been at work and counseling that day. So the puppy had shit everywhere. Not even gonna lie. 8 weeks old, Yorkie puppy, shit everywhere. So I walk in, immediately notice after we go up 1 flight of stairs, immediately notice like there's a mess in the bathroom. I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have to clean this up. I drop a bucket of bleach because it's fucking dog shit. Like, what? And so as I'm drawing up this bucket of bleach, he's like, let me help you. I'm going to live here. I need help. I was like, no, this is gross. I'm so sorry. Like, step back. I'll deal with this. This bathroom is small and not really big enough for the both of us to be in that motherfucking bathroom, but he insists on being in there with me. There's a baby gate up in the doorway, so I have to climb over, straddle the baby gate, and he has to do the same. So we're both kind of like in this confined space with no real good exit. There's a mop bucket with 2 rags because he insisted on helping, and he takes one of the rags out and slings it in my face. He cocks his arm back like that, slaps me, bleach rag in the eye and the mouth, and I'm kind of like blurry visioned at this point because I can't fucking see. And I just look up at him and I go, what was that? And he goes, you're gonna regret meeting me. Like, supervillain movie status. I know it sounds fake, but I shit you not, this is what this motherfucker said. And at this point, I've talked to the other girls about this. When he does something cruel, his eyes dilate like he's excited. I thought at this point he was on drugs, and I questioned whether he was taking a substance he shouldn't have been because he had blue eyes, still does, and his pupils were just massive. And I was like, oh, shit. I worked in a hospital before this. I can recognize when someone's taking something. So I was like, okay, I need to play my cards very, very carefully from this point on because this guy is clearly on a substance. At this point, I'm just like giggling, laughing it off because, like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't scream. I'm on the 2nd floor of a townhouse. I can't do anything. Like, can't do anything. So I'm just like trying to joke with him, kind of lighten the mood, whatever, act like it wasn't a big deal to me. But I just began nervously cleaning the entire townhome, and I had minimal shit at that point. So there was really not much to clean, and I didn't eat at home, so there was no dishes to do. Eventually, he's like, we gotta go see the bedrooms. So I reluctantly go up the stairs, and I'm like, this could be the downfall of me, and little did I know it was about to be. We go up the stairs. I show him the empty room. There's nothing in there. There's not much to see. I show him the Jack and Jill bathroom that we would share. I tell him we will take turns and be respectful because I am a girl and he is a boy. Eventually, we make it to my room, and he asks me to sit on the bed and asks me if I'm ticklish. I say no, and do not tickle me. I will kick you in your teeth. He eventually disarms me enough to where I sit on the edge of the bed to where he grabs me, drags me to the middle of the bed, starts tickling me, takes a pillow, puts it over my face, and I can feel pressure from both of his hands on it. My whole fucking life flashed from my eyes, and I just kept thinking, please do not let them find my body in the dumpster outside. That would be super fucking embarrassing. Guess we're moving on to part 3.